In an effort to promote positive and accurate portrayals of Islam and Muslims, the Muslim Public Affairs Council each year recognizes voices of courage and conscience who are the best in their field. Since 1991, MPAC has honored artists, actors, authors, and activists for their artistic contributions to tolerance and diversity. Past recipients include Morgan Spurlock for the 30 Days episode Muslims and America, the Allah Made Me Funny Muslim Comedy Tour, Spike Lee, Karen Armstrong, Hakeem Olajuwon, Yusuf Islam, and the producers of VH1's Behind the Music, Michael Moore and Alec Baldwin. Amidst dismal portrayals of Islam and Muslims that bombard the American public on a daily basis, these constructive, challenging, and sometimes provocative figures spark important conversations about pressing social, political, and religious issues. As we look back on 15 years, we are inspired, thankful, and anxious to see what the next 15 years will hold for the depiction of Islam and Muslims in news and entertainment media, as well as popular culture.
The first portion of our evening is to remember someone who we have lost in the past year, who was a pioneer for the Muslim and the Arab American communities. This year, we lost someone who not only broke cultural and religious barriers, but also brought the stories of Islamic civilizations and Islamic history to international cultures and viewing audiences around the world using his passion, his art form. Mustafa Akkad, the award-winning director and producer, may most be well known for scaring the living daylights out of us with his over 8, I believe he was working on his 9th Halloween film before his passing. But the success he reached as a filmmaker can be traced back to his early days in America. Mustafa came to the United States as a young, aspiring filmmaker. And upon his arrival, he enrolled in UCLA's prestigious film school. It was from that vaulting point, that springboard, that decades and decades to follow, he became the first Muslim American and Arab American to climb up the Hollywood ladder and used that height to share unique stories of challenge and triumph to eager audiences everywhere. Tonight, we pause to remember and pay tribute to the lasting achievements of Mustafa Akkad, who, along with his daughter Rima, were victims of brutal terrorist attacks that took place in Amman, Jordan last November. Mustafa was a voice of peace, a voice of understanding, and a voice of tolerance. Tonight, we are joined by another pioneer early in his career, Zaid Durrani, who was a great pianist and composer who has performed before heads of state, including Queen Elizabeth and President Nelson Mandela. And he is also the creative force behind the international Roads to You tour, which brings together musicians from diverse racial, ethnic, and religious backgrounds to transcend differences and unite audiences. The Roads to You tour will be performing on June 6th at Royce Hall Auditorium at UCLA, and the tickets will be available in the lobby later. Tonight, Zaid will perform his original composition, Kingdom of Peace, to honor Mustafa. Please help me in welcoming Zaid Durrani.
Good evening. It's a tremendous honor to be here. On 9/11, I was scheduled to have a house concert for some friends in Maine. For obvious reasons, the performance got postponed. On the 29th, when I came back to the States and performed, there I was, an Arab and a Muslim, and I was performing in the middle of an American family, connecting through music on a level that truly transcended all political and religious boundaries. The experience has been phenomenal. It's such a blessing, and it's a tremendous responsibility that I take so dearly to my heart, which is to try and shed the light on our cultures. There are indeed a lot of misconceptions. I met Mustafa Akkad once in 2004, and he gave me the biggest compliment. He said, "What I've been trying to accomplish through film, you're accomplishing through music." It's indeed a tremendous testament. The song I'm going to perform for you, I've had the honor of performing before His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, Their Majesties King Abdullah, Queen Rani of Jordan, Queen Noor, and at the World Economics Forum in Jordan. Whenever I play this song, a vision comes to mind, and that's what I see from the terrace of my parents' home. We live literally on one of the highest hills in western Amman, where from one spot you can see the lights of Amman to the left and the lights of Jerusalem to the right. As I'm sure you all believe, we can never give up hope and peace, regardless of how challenging it might appear to be from time to time. Kingdom of Peace is my humble prayer for peace in my region and my personal dedication to Mustafa Akkad.
being a Muslim myself, who lived in the West, I felt that it's my obligation, my duty to tell the truth about Islam. Here is a religion that has a 700 million following, yet it's so little known about it, which surprised me. I thought I should tell the story that will bring this bridge, this gap to the West.
To me, when I have my kids started to grow up a bit, and I wanted to find a way to teach them about their faith. But more so, I found out the misunderstanding of Islam in the rest of the world, and I thought I should do a movie like that.
Isra, Emperor of Persia, Mohammed calls to you with the call of God.
That's one of the really my favorite scenes here, because it tells a lot about Islam and the relationship to Christianity and so on.
God has spoken to us before, through Abraham, Noah, Moses, and through Jesus Christ. Why should we be so surprised that God speaks to us now through Muhammad?
Who taught you those names?
They are named in the Quran.
The difference between us and you is no thicker than this line.
I am Mustafa Akkad. I am the producer and director of this film, Omar Mukhtar, Line of the Desert.
So that's what he looks like. After all these years, we are the first to see him. I foresee a future of common cause. Our civilization and your culture, a marriage of virtues.
The confiscated lands must be given back.
Well, now I wouldn't say confiscated lands. I would say lands reserved for settlement and cultivation. Lands to be developed.
To be developed by Italians. I tell you, there is no escape. 20 years, 40 years, the land will be back to its people. Why do you think we fight you?
But the new settlements will provide employment.
You never wanted peace. All you wanted was time.
I asked Harry Craig, the scriptwriter, to give me a script balanced. I don't want black and white. There is bad on everywhere, but there is also the balance and the good.
Omar, why do you not surrender? Obtain the best terms you can from the Italians.
And here comes the big, John Gielgud. And he played the Libyan moderate leader.
This may be the last chance you have of seeking an honorable peace.
They steal our land. They destroy our homes. They kill innocent people, and you call it peace. I will not be corrupted by that man's peace.
I was shooting an epic, big historic epic, Line of the Desert, with Anthony Quinn and Irene Papas and Rod Steiger in Morocco and Rome. And here I get a message that John Carpenter wants to meet me. I said, what's the stories about? He said, it's about a babysitter to be killed by the boogeyman. The word babysitter clicked with me, because every kid in America knows what a babysitter is.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
I love Michael Myers. To me, everybody hates him, but I am going to keep him alive as long as I can.
Yes, I would do it all over again. I am very happy, satisfied. We were able to bridge these different cultures, and we worked under a spirit of cooperation and understanding. And I think if this film would carry the same message, I'd be even happier.
We're very thankful this evening that Mustafa's son, Malik Akkad, is with us. Would he please stand up wherever he is? Thank you. And we ask that you please send our best regards and our condolences to your family. We honor Mustafa Akkad, and we would be committing a crime, really, if we didn't stop to pause and remember him on a night like this. Because of his pioneering efforts, things in Hollywood have changed. And his presence, the presence of Muslims in Hollywood, in entertainment, in news media, makes all the difference. And it's something that we know and that we realize and that we see the impact of on a regular basis. We're very pleased that we're joined by a series of special guests this evening who join with us each year to celebrate the best and the brightest in talent and accomplishment. I'd like to share with you who we have with us this evening. Among our special guests are the staff of the Council on American Islamic Relations Southern California office, the Los Angeles County Human Relations Commission, represented by Robin Toma and Ray Relegado, Islamic Relief Worldwide, the Islamic Center of Southern California, Osman Trad, who deserves a special recognition above and beyond because he is not only an award-winning graphic designer, but he produces our beautiful programs year in and year out. And he's a real pleasure to work with. In addition, we have with us this evening a previous honoree of the Media Awards. Mr. Mike Farrell and his wife Shelley Fabry are here with us this evening, and we're so happy that they've been able to join us. We also have with us Mr. Steve Bing, who is not only the CEO of Shangri-La Entertainment, he's also a donor of the Muslim Public Affairs Council. He is the producing force, the creative force behind the film Looking for Comedy in the Muslim World, starring Albert Brooks. And finally, we have with us another Muslim Hollywood rising star, whose name is Jamal Seed, excuse me. He is the producer and creator of The Alliance, which won Best Film at the Foresight Film Festival and the Audience Choice Award and Best Science Fiction Film at the Chicago International Real Short Film Festival. This event has also been given a certain blessing from the county and the city of Los Angeles. Before I share with you the special messages sent by both the county and the city, I would like to introduce, Mr. Doug Nelson, who is the faith-based representative from the office of Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, who's here to share a few words with us. Mr. Nelson.
Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, just wanted to recognize the wonderful creativity, courage, and the curiosity that has driven the media awards tonight and those honorees. And the mayor, unfortunately, could not be here as he's traveling across the country, but he wanted me to extend warm welcomes to all of you tonight and to thank you all for the work that you're doing, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.
We've also received certificates of recognition and acknowledgement from the City of Los Angeles and from Council Member Jan Perry from the 9th District. The County of Los Angeles, including the Mayor, Michael Antonovich, have sent a certificate that says the Muslim Public Affairs Council, with sincere congratulations and best wishes from the Board of Supervisors of the County of Los Angeles, we hereby join you in your celebration.
Thank you so much. It really is wonderful to see all of you tonight. Tonight we have a record-breaking attendance, and it just shows that the Media Awards is becoming a great event for our community. You know, we would be remiss tonight if we did not acknowledge a pioneer in the Southern California community and MPAC, Mr. Ahmad, who passed away recently. He was with us at our first Media Awards back in 1992 and has been supporting the organization since. His family is here today, and all of us were like family to him. We pray for his soul, and we thank him for leaving the legacy of generosity, determination, and brotherhood. And to the Adaya family, we thank you for continuing that legacy. Now, we have to ask ourselves why we're here tonight, going back to the fundamentals of what we're trying to do. We are not here to honor those who promote Islam. Islam can take care of itself. But we are here to honor those who promote the truth of fundamental Islamic value. We are here to honor those voices of courage and conscience. Courage is defined as mental and moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, difficulty, and fear. It is courageous to venture into media that were once considered off limits, such as tackling the issue of suicide bombing, its moral dilemma, and its root causes. Suicide bombers are not born, they are made. It is courageous to tackle the corruptive practices of the military-industrial complex in foreign policy making. And it is courageous to confront the madness and rigidity in our own community that prevents music from entering the hearts and minds of our people. Art is the expression of truth through beauty. Indeed, God is beautiful, and He loves beauty. It is courageous to persevere against those who lobby against a movie because it challenges everyone with the self-evident truth showing how a crime against the Palestinian people is being systematically ignored. It is courageous to withstand danger, not only in the battlefield of war, but in the marketplace of ideas. And you hear this a lot. When somebody has an idea that doesn't sink in with the status quo, that person is considered a radical or an extremist. And they're labeled that, they're stigmatized as that, simply to take them out of the debate. It is a conscience that helps us bring about a change of perception, and a change of attitude. We all have a vested interest in the need for change, and we all gather here tonight not as passive viewers and bystanders, but as supporters of change. Otherwise, we hear the analysts on TV every night giving us the same regurgitated information. The biggest recycling bin in America today is the 24-hour news network. So, and maybe we'll give them an award for that sometime in the future. So it is that conscience that helps us to stand up to sing the praises of God in building bridges between people when God is falsely involved to promote suicidal war, sacrificing our youth. And we are devoted to the cause that demonstrates commonalities between East and West, to speak of our common history, to speak of mutual security, and to speak of our common civilization and our common ancestry. Denying that only means more suffering. The cost of overcoming zealotry, whether it is here or abroad, is high, but the cost of inaction is higher. We are here to honor those who support what we mean by courage and conscience. And we are here to represent and amplify the soul of Islam and the conscience of the West. Thank you very much. And before I leave the stage, some other people who have demonstrated a great amount of courage and conscience is our staff. And I'd like them to stand up, and I would like Suhad Obeidi, our Director of Operations, that really has made this happen every year, year in and year out, to be acknowledged. Thank you, Suhad, and our staff, and our volunteers. Thank you.
So now we're done thanking people. It's time to honor people. Our first honoree this evening is the Academy Award nominated and the Golden Globe winning Best Film, Paradise Now. No less a figure than former president who was assassinated, John F. Kennedy, said just 4 weeks before he was killed, "We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth." Our first honorees, the creative forces behind the Academy Award nominated Paradise Now, have magnified the Palestinian struggle for human rights and self-determination in a challenging and a truthful story that could never be dismissed as merely propaganda. Warner Independent Pictures and director Hani Abu Asad have challenged popularly held one-dimensional images of Palestinians as fatalistic religious fanatics. Instead, they present a difficult and simultaneously compelling reflection of the daily difficulties of the occupation and the frustration and powerlessness that make violence an inevitable result. They have dared to begin a new conversation about desperately desired and desperately needed peace that can remove the resortment to violence. In case you haven't seen the film, and for those of you who have, we remind you of its essence with this short clip.
أنا مرتب مخيم. الحياة هنا سجن مؤبد. الاحتلال جرائمه كثيرة، بس من أبشع الجرائم استغلال ضعف الناس. الحياة بدون كرامة تسواش، خصوصاً لما يذكروك بالذل يوم ورا يوم، بالقهر، بالإهانة. العالم قاعد، العالم منيك قاعد يكتف وما انت لحالك تحت كل القهر بدك تلاقي طريقة، بدك تلاقي طريقة اللي ترضى على الباطل. لازم يفهموا إنه إذا ما كناش إحنا آمنين هم مش راح يكونوا آمنين. المسألة مش مسألة قوة، مش راح تساعد قوتهم. أنا بحاول أوصل لهم هاي الرسالة، مش لاقي فيش طريقة تانية توصل لهم هاي الرسالة.
أنت سعيد؟
أنت كمان لابس بدلة؟ لا!
وين سعيد؟ وين سعيد؟ قولي لي!
كان الكتلة الشرقاء! شو سبكم؟ ليش بتعملوا هيك؟
ما عادش في خيار تاني. إذا ما نقدرش نتكافئ بالحياة نتكافئ بالموت.
إذا عندك القدرة على إنه تموت وتقتل من شان التكافؤ، ليش بتدوش على إمكانية بالحياة عشان تعيش بالتكافؤ كمان؟
كيف؟ منظمة حقوق الإنسان تبعتك؟
هاي واحدة من الإمكانيات. عقائل هيك ممنعت الإسرائيلي عذر إنهم يدالوا يقتلوا فينا.
والله العظيم إنك عنياتك. مش حرية بدون كفاح. لازم حدا يضحي بحاله، طول ما في ظلم واحتلال في تضحية.
هذا مش تضحية، هذا انتقام. هيك بتقتل وبتصير زيهم. وببدل في الفرق بين الضحية والقتل.
الفرق انه بطل في عنا خيارات ثانية كيف الناضل، يفتحوا لنا مجالات للنضال، لو في عنا طيارات كان بيكونش في عنا استشهاديين.
الفرق الوحيد انه اسرائيلي قوى بكثير عسكريا وانت مش قوي قدهم.
كان خلينا نكون متساويين بالموت، دائما راح يكون عندنا الجنة باذن الله.
ما في جنة، هاي خرا نفكرها بالراسك.
استغفر الله العظيم، استغفر الله العظيم. الله يسامحك بس. لو انك مش بنت ابو عزام. مع كل هذا بفضل يكون عندي جنة في راسي، لأني أعيش حياة الجحيم اللي احنا عايشينها. احنا ميتين بالحياة. شو اللي وداك على الموت غير اللي أمر منه؟
وشو مع احنا اللي بننقى؟ فكرك راح نربح هيك من وراء العمليات؟ انت مش شايف اللي بدك تعمله عم بخرب علينا كلنا وبحكي لإسرائيل ذريعة تكمل مشروعها.
يعني إذا ما فيش ذريعة إسرائيل رح توقف مشروعها.
ممكن. إذا بنرجع نحول المعركة لمعركة أخلاقية.
أنا مش فاهم كيف بدك تحول المعركة لمعركة أخلاقية، وإسرائيل ما فيش عندها أخلاق أصلاً.
دير بالك